Hello, guys. My name is Gideon Habaye, and today I'm walking you through everything you need to know about investing in the stock market safely.
Hello, Mr. Gideon. Yeah, good to have you once again. And
Yes,
I'm very happy for you to come here today to come and lecture us again in the stock market. I remember that you came around last year on this video, on this channel, and that you were able to give us some good advice when it comes to investing in the financial market. And it's a joy to actually have you here again. So thank you and welcome again, Mr. Gideon.
yeah. Thank you, Habib. Thank you for having me here. So, yeah.
All right, so last time I got so many reflections, and a lot of people reach out to me and to like get your contacts because you want to lecture them. I even passed some of them to you that shows interest in learning how to trade in the financial market. And ever since then, I even had one that actually told me he has made some money with some stocks he has bought in the past. And I want more people to actually benefit from this particular thing. So that's why I'm bringing you here again. And thank you so much for always coming around. So, guys, what has been the state of the finance market, or let me say the stock market, in the last 3, 4, 6 months, or let me say in 2025, because I remember the last one we did was 2024. So, what can you say on that?
All right. This is where I'm really, really careful, right? Because it's something I actually want to say. The Tinubu regime, trust me, it's been really, really good for the stock market. I mean, a lot of people do not agree with this politically, but when you look at it economically, the Tinubu regime has been really, really good for the stock market. The Nigerian stock market has been booming up until like just the past few weeks, where it seems like the bears are beginning to take over. But however, the Nigerian stock market has really, really grown. We have stocks like Champs, stocks like Sea and Island. These stocks have more than doubled, and investors have made a lot of money on the stock market. So yeah, of course, Nigerian stock market has really, really been booming over the past 6 months. Yeah, it's been really, really on the bull side. Yeah.
Wow, thank you for that. That's interesting. I'm so happy to hear that. And I also remember there was one particular stock I bought. That was around January. I was able to make some good returns on it. But even though I stopped exploring the Nigerian stock market, so what can you say about the foreign stock market? Or can you say the same thing about the foreign stocks?
Yes, of course, even on the US stock market, right? Of course, it's same story. But however, the whole idea of investors moving from Nigeria to the US market is all because of foreign exchange. If you look at the US dollar and naira over the past few years, you figure out that the US dollar has been gaining strength over the naira. So of course, this has pushed investors away from Nigeria to the US stock market. But however, the Nigerian stock market is still a really big win for investors. But however, you still can't take away the US stock market. Why? Because when you look at it on the foreign exchange side, you can see that the US stock market is actually on the more winning side than the Nigerian stock exchange market.
Okay, wow, perfect. Yeah, thank you for that. So now, I think in this video, should we be focusing more on the Nigerian stock market or the foreign stock market, or both? Or what can you say on that based on your experience in the last 1 year?
All right. So based on my experience on the last 1 year, I would stress diversification. Yeah, you really have to diversify. It is not just about investing in just the US market or the Nigerian stock market. You have to play in both. I play in both, and those I train play in both. You want to play in both the US stock market and the Nigerian stock market because trust me, there are a lot of values to gain in these two markets, especially what's happening now. The naira and dollar has stabilized over the past 6 months. So of course, this is actually a good opportunity for investors to take chances and actually make money on the Nigerian stock exchange market, especially with the stability that is occurring recently. So, of course, you don't just want to play in the US stock market, you also want to play in the Nigerian stock market. So, I would say play in both, diversify your portfolio across different economies. Sorry, thank you.
All right, that was good. Yeah, you talked about the stability. Thanks to the Tinubu government, I think he has been able to balance the supply and demand when it comes to the foreign market. And like you said, I think the naira and dollar has been revolving around 1,530,
Yeah.
in the last 6, 7 months. So I think we need to appreciate the current government for that. Because I remember last year it was just being very unpredictable. And all. That's good. And also you talked about you training, yeah, the students you have trained. Yeah. So what can you like? How has been the teaching aspects of this uh, stock market or this finance market, or are people still coming around, or people are just I want to be like let's do these things ourselves.
Yeah, trust me, it's really been impressive. I mean, I'm someone known for to be result oriented. So of course, recently over the past 6 months, I've trained about 60 to 70 Nigerians, both Nigerians who are in the country and those abroad. And of course, trust me, the results coming in it's quite, I mean, it's quite impressive because what I do is that I walk Nigerians through fundamental and technical stock analysis, how to look at the market like a pro, even those who starting from beginners level. So of course, trust me, the result has been impressive. I have a lot of results. I don't know if it's safe to spell it out here, but people are making a lot of money on the stock market. So yeah, and anybody who is looking forward to coming on board to invest in the stock market is going to have a safe space with my brand Tech Stock House, where I train Nigerians on how to invest in the US and Nigerian stock market.
Okay, fine. That's great. That's great. I'm so happy when people are also benefiting from your wealth of knowledge, and I really want to appreciate you on that. So, and also when you were talking, you talked about companies. I think last time we talked about companies where we can actually go into.
Yeah.
We have the power sector, we have the food sector, and some other sector. Can you really enlighten us on that? Because I think based on what is happening in the economy, there are times when it might even be easy, it might be beneficial for you to talk on to invest in the power sector
Yeah.
compared to the banking industry and the like. So can you just
All right, good. Now, as an investor, there's something called sectorial rotation, like where money move from one sector to another. So, of course, you see that happening in Nigerian stock market a lot of times. You see money moving from one sector to another. I think in the first few months of the year 2025, we saw money move a lot of money move into the insurance sector. Insurance companies were all blowing up. So, of course, I called a lot of investors to look at that sector and make necessary investment in that sector. So, of course, recently we also see money spilling from the insurance sector into the banking sector, and from the banking sector, we've seen money move into even oil and gas. Right, just recently, where you see Owando was really like going up. Of course, so of course, sectoral rotation is very important. Is very important stuff to actually take cognizance of when you are looking at the stock markets.
So, Mr. Gideon, there was a time around early this year. I think I invested in Access Corp, and suddenly I just got some money in my account. I think it was around 600 or 700 naira. So I was wondering, like, where's the money coming from? Before I later found out it was dividend. Like, what are those stocks, like all those companies that really pay dividend, and how often do they pay them? And what's the requirements? What are those things you look out for? You get the question I'm asking now.
Yeah. All right, great. So, yeah, that money received is called dividends because there are two ways you make money generally on the stock market. And one way is by capital increase, while the other way is by dividend payments. So, because the stock market is different from every other financial instrument out there, stock market is basically you investing in a working business. So, because that business earns profit at the end of the year, when that profit is made, of course, there will be an annual general meeting where it will be decided how much of that profit is to be shared to every shareholder. So, of course, that profit shared to every shareholder is what you receive as dividend payment. So, for you to be able to partake in earning dividends, you have to own that stock for a particular period of time when the registration is being taken place. So, of course, there are a lot of companies on the Nigerian Nigerian stock market that pay dividends. A lot of them are majorly the banking sector because they are all matured and they make crazy amount of money. So of course they pay dividends. Transcorp pays dividend. A lot of stocks, a lot of companies on the Nigerian stock market pay dividends. But however, they are in different rates at which they pay dividends. I think banking sector are the sectors that actually pay the most dividends. Thank you.
All right, thank you for that. And finally, you talked about education. So can you just give us a step up on how you actually teach guys? Because you said you have trained over 40 guys. So just tell us how you actually plan to
Of
like
course,
train them.
of course.
So in case you might see someone that is interested in taking your classes.
Of course, for everyone interested in learning about how the stock market works and about making money on both the Nigerian and the US stock market, you can reach out to me directly on Deck Stock House. maybe just send a DM or reach out to me on any of my social media handles. Yeah, I do a lot of trainings online, and most of my trainings are held on Google Meet, and it's one-on-one trainings. It's not really anything too expensive because I understand every Nigerian's plight to learn, right? And of course, my classes cover both the fundamental, the technical part of stock investment, and also core financial literacy fundamentals that every investor should know before stepping into the market. So yeah, I do all of these just to democratize the whole wealth knowledge that every investor should have before stepping into the market.
All right. Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming by, and I really appreciate you to come and give us again to talk about finance and stuff. So if anyone is interested in learning, I'm very sure they will surely come. They'll surely connect to you and they will contact you through the contact section. So thank you and see you later.